Hey guys, welcome to another episode of a long-awaited PhonePod. We have a lot to talk about today, don't we, Sam?
Yeah, we kind of forgot to record for the past month, which has been a slight problem. But blame our jobs. Why not?
Yep, yeah, there you go. Yeah, sure.
Seriously, though, there's been a lot. We got new iPods, beta for a new version of iOS, iPhone 6s, rumors, OnePlus 2, Windows 10, Apple Music. My brain's already about to combust.
I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing is the iPod refresh.
I don't know what the holdup was. I guess there's just a button that they needed to push because over 2.5 years is too long. Yeah,
but
they did get really fast.
Yeah, which I think the way they did it is very good. But yeah, I don't understand. It's a very simple refresh. All they did was add some colors and change the internals. So it shouldn't have taken this long. It really shouldn't have. They were just lazy, in my opinion.
I mean, I'm glad that they, like you said, they did the update right by putting the latest technology in it. Generally with the iPods, Apple would put in a year-old processor and year-old technology. But I'm pretty sure other than the processor of the A8, which is identical to the iPhone 6, well, nearly identical. The clock speed is slightly slower.
It is clocked down a little bit, and also that's not a big deal because the screen's smaller.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. And yeah, I think, like I was saying, I think they did everything right. They put in the newest processor. I think the reason they did that is because when they would put out a new iPod Touch, it would have just happened that a new phone came out. But since it was so long for the refresh, and they're not going to do it again anytime soon, that's why they put the latest technology in there. I think the screen size not being changed is also a good move too, because we know what this is for, guys. We know that the iPod line, the reason they didn't really refresh it is because it wasn't their biggest sell anymore. The phones were. Everybody got the phones now because it has all of that stuff in it. And the reason iPod Touches were popular is that our generation, Sam, we couldn't get iPhones. So the alternative was an iPod Touch.
iPod Touch.
Which,
it was great when it lasted.
Yeah. All those old games like bowling, paper toss.
Actually, my first game ever that I ever downloaded on a touchscreen device, it was on the iPod Touch 2nd Gen, 8 GB, and I downloaded Tap Revenge.
Tap Revenge, yeah. I
clearly remember getting this game, and I was like, I have made it in life. Anything after this is only going to be down.
It had its own song in it, too.
It was awesome.
Tap Revenge.
Gosh, I miss those. I miss the days when there was 1,000 apps on the App Store.
Yeah, it's not like there's millions, or
I think there's I think there's 1.5 million now.
That's insane.
Seriously, it's crazy, which is awesome because developers are making bank, but
right.
It's discovery is so hard. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah. But yeah, so the iPod Touch, it also got an 8 megapixel camera, which I thought it already had, but I guess not.
Yeah, it was 5 before.
Okay, which I think is okay
as far as the camera goes. Yeah, I think it's equivalent to the iPhone 5s's camera, which is good. Right.
Yeah, some people were saying it's they just took the leftover 5 parts and just put them inside the iPod Touches. And yeah, I don't think it needed killer specs or anything, because this thing and it got an upgrade in Wi-Fi too, which is what it needed. It got everything that it needed for kids who want it. And actually, if I was a kid and I was smart about what these things are made for, I would get one of these, buy one of those controllers Moga controllers and then
Oh,
put it
yeah.
in there. Get some emulators and just play games on it, like with the controller. That's a great way to use that thing. So it doesn't need a super
Oh, yeah.
strong camera. The colors were a good idea. Very interesting with the pink.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
I don't really know what to think about that one. Like, I picked up the gold one just because I think the gold looks great, and I mean I'm holding it right now. I mean it looks.
There's
fantastic
no antenna lines
this.
on the back of it, so that I thought that it looked really nice too when you took it out of that box.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a beautiful device, but the pink is. I don't know about
pink.
that.
It's not hot pink. It's not like slightly purple.
It is furious pink.
Yeah, it is bright pink. So if you want that, that's fine. You know, it's your choice.
I mean, I'm sure little girls will like that.
Yeah, so that's a good idea for that. I mean, I think it's a smart choice, and I do really like the dark blue too. If I got one, I would get that because that's like my favorite shade of blue. But the rumor is too that they're gonna have a pink iPhone 6s.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Like, I don't know if that's real, but
I'm gonna be
really?
honest. Like that color pink makes me think of like cheapness almost. I don't know. It just
I don't get it. That makes sense. But like they're not gonna have a dark blue. They're not gonna have like those insane colors. They have very adult, I want to say, colors, which is, you know, like gunmetal gray, white, and gold. Like those are simple colors. And I was gonna when people were saying they were gonna add rose gold, I understood that one too. But pure pink.
I've also heard that.
Yeah, that one makes sense to me, but the pure pink is ugh.
Yeah, I mean, then again, we're two men talking. There might be a lot of girls out there that are like, look at my cool phone. Yours is gold and it's the old one.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I got this one. That's how all girls sound, right?
Yeah, totally, definitely.
Speaking of the iPhone 6s, though, we're going to talk about some rumors because I swear there's like a new rumor like every 2 to 3 days at 9 to 5 Mac is breaking. They're just like, here's internals, here's externals, new dimensions, they're just going crazy.
Yeah,
but it is, of course, rumored to have a faster A9 chip with M9 Motion coprocessor. Now, this one excites me. This is probably the thing I'm most excited for. Is there's talk that it's going to be I believe it's 14 megapixels for the camera. It might be 12. Let me check really quick.
Okay.
I think that might be wrong now. That I'm second guessing myself now. I had it written down somewhere, or oh gosh, it's gonna drive me crazy now. Well, it was either 14 or 12. Checking right now. It was. Sorry, internet. 12 megapixel camera. I'm sorry if I got you guys excited. It was 12 megapixel camera, but I'm still excited for that because that's 4 megapixels. I mean, if you think about it, I think we've even mentioned this before. There's been an 8 megapixel camera on the past 4 iPhones.
Yeah, that is. I was about to say that is the biggest upgrade that we need to see. People were concerned about that for the last iPhone. They were like, there has to be an upgrade in megapixels on this iPhone. And we didn't get it. And yes, Apple has proven that you don't need megapixels. Other companies have done that too. But 8 megapixels is not going to cut it anymore. Like, they should... 12, I guess, is okay. But what I would do, you know, if I was just controlling the company, I would put it like 16 and then call it a day for the next 4 years.
So what they did again?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just do that again. Because I don't want to be stuck with 12 for the next 4 years, because then other companies are going to catch up and surpass them, like every single other flagship has done so far. The OnePlus 2 just shipped with a 13 megapixel camera, I think. And what is Samsung's?
Theirs is probably like 20 or something that they're like, oh, we have
Well,
more
that's the
megapixels than the
that's the
iPhone.
Sony one. The Sony one, the Sony, Motorola. The Moto X, the new Moto X that's coming out has 21 megapixels.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, I hope I'll be happy with 12. This
Galaxy S6 has 16 megapixels.
Yeah, I figured it was somewhat higher. So they'd be like, we have double the megapixels of the current iPhone.
Right. So yeah. So I guess the number that would be good. Correct. 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, 12 will still be.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be fine. Apple, they're the best at making their software work good at the hardware. So, I'm sure it's going to be fine. I think that Apple needs to keep their claim with being the best camera, because right now all the phones are pretty much equal. All the flagships, anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, and then, yeah.
Yee.
And then
now another thing that they're talking about is 2 gigabytes of RAM. Which, I mean, one of the examples is you're using Safari and you've got a lot of tabs open, and then you go to a different application for a few minutes, and when you go back to Safari with only 1 gig of RAM, you have to reload all those tabs, but with 2 gigabytes of RAM, those tabs will still be loaded, because that's like when you load a web page, it's put on the RAM, I believe. That's how it works.
So
I mean, basically, it would make the phone. It would make it, I would say, like more fluid of using the phone. You don't have to reload everything so often.
Right. The RAM helps. It dumps. It stands for random access memory, and applications dump data on it to be processed fast. And does the iPhone 6 only have 1 gig of RAM?
Yeah, the only Apple mobile device with 2 gigs of RAM right now is the iPad Air 2, and you can feel it. It's fast.
Right. So I'm not sure. I know Apple does their upgrades very slowly. I would have liked to see an additional gig of RAM. And I know that it doesn't exactly need it, but other phones are doing this too now. I want the 6S to be the best phone on the market, is if you can't catch what I'm saying here.
So that you don't get the OnePlus One, which we're going to talk about in a second, or OnePlus 2.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
Another thing with the camera that I forgot to mention is that it's rumored, and this would excite me, to be possibly 4K and have the ability to shoot that.
That would
be
cool.
Super cool.
Yeah,
super cool.
I think it will, because a lot of other cameras on phones, again comparing it to other phones, are doing it. It's not the best, but it doesn't seem like it's that hard for them to do. And I think Apple could do it in a really good way. I think
that's what I was just gonna say.
Really, yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, you got 4K on other phones, but it doesn't look that great. Like, I want Apple to make like 4K that everybody's like, this looks amazing.
Right. Yeah.
And it's the best 4K shot on a mobile phone. Because, I mean, still the iPhone, although I believe the Galaxy S5 got some pretty high reviews when it came to the camera.
The Galaxy S5?
I think the iPhone... Yeah, the new one. Or 6, sorry.
Okay, I was going to say, a lot of people hated the 5.
Yeah, living in 2014. There's too many Galaxy phones. But then again, you could say that about the iPhone too.
Yeah.
Let's see. We also got faster LTE chip that I think leaked from 95 Mac and like some schematics. Updated NFC chip. Apparently the chip that is like in the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus is from like 4 years ago. But like this new NFC chip would be like brand new.
I'm sorry. What did you say you cut out there?
Oh, there's supposed to be an updated NFC chip.
Oh, that's cool. That Apple Pay uses that, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how it like transfers the data.
Right. So that's
near field communication.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of a good upgrade. I mean, it doesn't need it that much because it's not super widely used, and when you use it, it works fine.
I mean, I haven't noticed like any problems with the current, but still nice to have better stuff.
Yeah.
And then maybe improve Touch ID. I read that I think on a Mac Rumors site, and I don't know. I mean, Touch ID works pretty well, although it's kind of strange.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like as soon as I read that rumor, I've started having slight problems with Touch ID. It's a curse.
I need to reconfigure my fingerprint. But yeah, I said I'm thinking the same thing here. Touch ID doesn't need a lot of improvement. I mean, of course, again, it's great to see a new, new stuff, but it works pretty well as it is. Mm-hmm. And then we almost skipped over this one here.
This is gonna go one of two ways, and I'm scared it's gonna go the way that I have it put on the sheet right now, the doc for our talk. I'm scared that this next iPhone 6s, as more recent rumors have said, is going to still have a 16 gigabyte base option. And sigh. The reason I go with this year over year and keep screwing myself over year after year is because I don't want to pay that extra $100.
Right.
Like, I don't need 64 gigs of storage. I need 32.
I'm doing that this time. I'm getting 64 at least.
Now, there were rumors about a month ago, I think actually like right on June 30th, July 1st or something, that said iPhone 6s will contain a 32 gigabyte base model finally.
Oh, right.
And this goes back to tie into the 4K thing. Do you think with 4K being 4 times the resolution of 1080p that Apple would include a 16 gig base option with 4K?
Yes. And here's why they would do that. If they lowered the price of the 16 gigabyte model.
So like $149?
What is it right now?
It's $199, like on contract for an iPhone for a 16 gig.
So I don't know what they'd lower the price to, but yeah, I think if they do the 16 gigabyte model this year, regardless if it has 4K, I would hope that they would lower the price.
I heard this, I think, on the 9 to 5 Mac podcast that I was listening to, actually.
Okay.
They were saying that, like, the way the iPod does it is perfect because they've got 16 gig, $199, and then they've got 32 gig, $249, and then 64 gig, $299.
And then
so, like, there's that middle option for $50 more of 32 gigabytes.
Right. And
which is great. Like, I would pay
what's the
$50
biggest
extra.
What's the difference of it on the iPhone? What's the price difference?
It's 16. It's 100. So like for the 64 gig, it's $299 and then $399 for 128, which is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, not like the price of that, but just like 128 gigs of storage.
And that's on contract.
Yeah, like it's $649, $749, and $849 for the iPhone 6 off contract for those spaces, respectively.
$800 for a phone.
It's actually $949 if you get a 128 gigabyte iPhone 6 Plus off contract. It's insane.
That's what one of the kids at school did. That's crazy because I built my computer that I've built is like so much more powerful than that. Like it's impossible to fathom paying that for a phone. It's
what should be the opposite, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't even know. But I mean, I really hope that Apple's like, you know what, we have $200 billion in cash. I think we can afford to do a 32 gigabyte base option.
Right.
And lose 77, this just made this up, 77 cents per memory thing or $2 per memory thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even that, like, the difference in a 16 gigabyte mini SSD, I don't know, and a 32 gigabyte
it's like $5
something
or $6.
from the manufacturer is not going to impact them whatsoever. That's ridiculous.
Like, yeah, obviously the margins will be slightly lower,
right?
But when you have $200 billion, I'm pretty sure it's $200 billion that they just have sitting.
Yeah.
I've heard in an offshore account. So if they like tried to bring it to the U.S., they'd have to pay taxes on all of it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that's how they've got all their money. So it'd probably go down to like 150 or something.
That's what the people in Russia are doing. They're moving their money over to American banks.
It's crazy. But, I mean, I hope that the 32 gig option is there. I mean, that would like... Let's put it this way. I will give a much more positive review, Mr. Cook, of the iPhone 6s if the base option is 32.
But yeah, it'll be nice if they do a 32 gigabyte base option. But what else is happening here? We just got a new update for iOS.
Yeah, it's so weird. So in a beta for iOS 8.4.1 came out over 2 weeks ago now, like out of the blue.
Okay, right.
And in these 2.5 weeks, literally no one has found any differences in that in iOS 8.4. Like nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So speculation, and I've seen some people tweet this on Twitter, and I've seen some tweets, but
Right.
I haven't seen anyone prominent share this, that iOS 8.4.1 will patch the current jailbreak. I mean, it's looking awfully suspicious that literally nothing has changed.
That is a... That is
It's running on my iPhone 5 right now, and like I look at it daily, I feel like, to see if there's something new that just everyone's missed. And it's like, no, it's just iOS 8.4 with an extra 1 at the end.
To kill the jailbreak?
That's what it's looking like.
Yeah, I really hate that. That's a what's the word I'm looking for?
It's a predicament.
Yeah, that's a cheap move, Apple. That is a cheap move. Because
I mean,
8.4 was going to be 8.4 was going to be the last one, and then we got the iOS locked down. Haven't we had every iOS locked down before the next release? No, actually,
7.1.2 was never patched.
What do you mean?
Fun fact. 7.1.2 never got a security update, so like that.
No,
is
I'm saying that every single iOS update never did get a security update for the jailbreak. I'm saying
it's been happening a lot lately.
What no. I'm saying like before the next version comes out. Like I'm saying before like the next big iOS, like iOS 9, like with iOS 7. With iOS 6, we jailbroke it before or after iOS 7 came out. That firmware is secure for jailbreak. Didn't the same happen with 7, 5, and I was gonna hope it was gonna happen with this one too. But
but they gotta patch those security holes.
That's dumb. Because that is very unacceptable, because people are speculating that we won't see a jailbreak on iOS 9. That's not fair. I mean, for a while, but like people are scared that this new is going to be a very tricky situation to get around, where you can't access the root when you're an admin. So that's bad.
It's going to be interesting, but I mean, hey, we've got a more secure iPhone, right?
No.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, we have a more secure iPhone, but when have we ever seen the security holes that Jailbreak takes advantage of get used in a bad situation?
Yeah,
when
I
has
think
that
Apple
ever been a problem?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I think this is just a past jailbreak, and that's it.
Yeah. Probably. Actually, I'm pretty sure at this point, but
yeah.
Oh well. Sigh. Waiting for iOS 9.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't be on iOS 9 for a long time. Unless my next
iPhone
iPhone has iOS 9 on it.
Which the iPhone 6s?
Yeah, which it will. Yeah.
What if they shipped with like iOS 8.4.1 or something?
That would be great. That would be the weirdest thing ever.
I'm surprised that's never like happened where like just a batch of iPhones didn't have iOS 9.
Yeah.
But about phones.
Yeah, speaking of phones, lots of them coming out this year, and they're all pretty equal. So one that just came out yesterday, or 2 days ago, well, they started their invitation process, is the OnePlus 2, which many called the OnePlus 1 the flagship killer because of its high specs and price point. This one, not the same thing, in my opinion. It's pretty much like the other phones. Yes, the price is slightly is cheaper compared to like an iPhone. I think it's $350 or something for.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like $300 cheaper for the unlocked version or whatever.
Yeah, so that's great. I don't think since it's not a phone that you can go to a store and get a contract with it, can you? Or
I don't think you.
I mean, you can't buy it from the store, so
yeah, like,
you don't get a
discount.
Yeah, so you don't even get a discount on the phone anyway. So, but that's just what we usually do. A lot of people buy the raw phone unlocked. It sounds crazy for them to walk into a store and buy it with a contract, but it's an awesome phone, and I need to see full reviews of it. But currently, I might get this over the 6S Plus, and here's why. So it's not better than the Samsung Galaxy S6. That many people are asking that question. I automatically know that this phone is not better than the S6. It has the same chip than the S6, but they've boggled it down a little bit because of heat problems. It does have 4 gigs of RAM, which is a big spec. The S6 only has 3. Yeah, so that is a big deal. I think that's a very awesome thing. Its camera is basically the same as all. It has 13 megapixels, like we said. It seems to be the same quality as other phones, and it looks very good. The screen is very nice. The design's very nice. And another thing that it has is it does have a version of Touch ID, which works too. And its button is like a capacitive button, so you don't it doesn't press in.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you just touch it. It's like a touch button. But the price and all of its specs and its screen size and everything, this looks like a great phone. I hate Galaxy S's, and I might get this over the iPhone if the iPhone 6S or 6S Plus is not as good as it. And I've always wanted to try an Android experience, and I might do it with this phone because the speakers look fine. There's not a glaring feature that sucks about it, whereas the LG G4 speakers suck. The HTC One M9's camera sucks. The what other ones is that? Did I name everything? The Moto X style looks very nice too, and looks like it's pretty good. But yeah, that's basically a little update in Android phones. They're still doing an invitation style thing with the OnePlus 2. It's really weird. But by the time I get it, I think it'll be gone, so I don't really care.
You heard it here first. Agent Revelation hates iPhones. He hates iOS. Go ahead and send him a tweet saying #unfollow. And I'd appreciate it, guys. Thank you. All right, that I good. No, I'm kidding.
But I do think I do think iOS functions better than Android, especially with its hardware. It works better because off the bat, OnePlus's Oxygen OS, it's good. It's good compared to other Android phones. It's basically the same in how good it is, but I want it to be better in terms of the camera software and how well it deals with battery life. Because
it is a nice looking phone, though.
Yeah.
I have to say, I've seen some videos on it. I like it. I mean,
Yeah,
I only like iPhones. Next topic.
But yeah, it has a sleek look, and I really like it. I hate the Galaxy S6. I hate how its borders are a replica of the iPhones. I'm claiming that. I'm going to say it. The speaker grill setup is the same, except for the glass on the back. It's very similar, and I hate that S6 button. But I will say that, the Galaxy S6, it is the best Android phone, but I hate it.
Moving on to other things that I hate, Windows 10. I actually used Windows 10 during the developer preview, and I really enjoyed it. But it's still Windows. Have you tried out? It came out today, right?
So, yes, we're recording this on the 29th. People were recognizing that it was being downloaded to their devices yesterday, on the 28th. But it officially dropped the 29th, and what Windows is doing is they're doing it in waves because everybody from 7, 8, and up is getting this for free. That's a very big commitment that they're going to have to update all of those different computers with all of that different hardware. So that's why they're doing it in waves. A very smart idea. I love the look of Windows 10. It's very sleek. They didn't change a ton, but it just makes so much of a difference. A lot more happened under the hood, too. I'm very excited to get it. I did reserve my copy. Now, here's my problem. I tried to force an install today, and I looked up on the internet how to do that and everything, and through the command prompt and stuff. It downloaded the entire thing. It was doing the prepare install loading thing, and it got to the very end of it, and then I get an error. And I've done it. I cleared the update folder like 5 times. I've done this process 5 times, and I keep getting the same error.
Sigh. I wanted to hear what you thought about it, because you haven't really
I know.
sat down and used it.
I have not actually used it besides when we used the very rudimentary
my virtual machine.
Yeah, Sam's virtual machine version that I touched for 2 seconds. So I really wanted to get it today and talk about it, but I can't. So, and I don't think it's a problem where I can just wait until they ask. Until I can update it. Alright, it's your turn to update it. I think they're doing this process over 2 months, by the way.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so that's a long time. I can't but I'm 95% sure it already tried to do this and didn't tell me that it failed. Because all of my hardware meets the requirements, and I tried to do a Windows 8 update yesterday, and it said there was an update already in process. And since people's computers were being updated yesterday, I'm assuming that was the Windows 10 update.
Did you break it?
And it said, no, that's not what happened. Because then, it said I can't do anything. I have to wait until it's done. So I'm like, okay.
Oh.
So I come back later in Windows Update, and it says at 4:29, it checked for updates, and then at 4:30, 4 or 5 or something like that, it said update failed. I'm like, well, that's weird. I never did anything. I never told it to update, and I just opened up Windows Update, and I was talking just now. It says most recent check for updates, 5:40 p.m. Updates were installed 5:40 p.m. and it has failed next to it. So I have a couple reasons why I think that it's not working, and I obtained Windows from an unknown source, so I'm wondering if that's the problem. From what I can tell, Windows 10 is free. There's a tool that was released. I can put it on a disk and I can install on anything that I want to. So I will be getting Windows 10 some way or another. I will. Mark my words.
Somehow. I'm excited for El Capitan though, or El Capitan.
The weirdest name ever.
El Capiwonton.
Yeah,
we're naming the episode that.
What?
El Capiwonton.
Oh yes.
We talked about it for 3 minutes. No. Like I meant 3 seconds. Gosh.
But yeah,
oh, yeah, I forgot to ask you. Did you try out Apple Music yet?
So no, I haven't tried out.
Oh, that's right.
Apple Music, because all my parents are on the same Apple ID.
Yeah, your whole family's like on the same account, right?
Right. And
okay.
That's because we did this like when iTunes was first created. So
oh yeah, understandable.
That's why my setup's like that. It's very easy to make it not like that now. But and I will eventually and some people say, well, it doesn't matter, you can just make a new Apple ID, and I eventually will. And this is something very interesting that when you said that, you made me think about. So they don't do this anymore. And I don't know when they stopped doing this. But originally, when you bought a song from iTunes, it was in a copyrighted format called .m4p, not .mp4, .m4p.
Mm-hmm. That's what Apple Music downloaded files are in.
Okay, see that, and that's why. Now I don't know if they still do that for some albums on iTunes too. When I bought some songs recently, they weren't in that form. But when we used to do that, and I probably have like 30 songs with it, it requires you to type in the Apple ID to play it on that computer, and it has to be authorized and everything.
And you can only play it in iTunes. Right,
yes, that's the other thing. You can only play it in iTunes. So eventually I might go re-get all those songs from, that unknown source, and so I don't have any of those copyrighted songs anymore, and then I will activate my own Apple ID. But that's a process that would take a couple of days, and I'm not going to do it right now.
Oh yeah, no, that is a massive project.
Right, yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Your entire family's been using that for years, and that'll be a fun little weekend project. Right.
So I don't want to do that right now. I don't use streaming services anyway. I do think Apple Music's really cool, and I eventually want to use it because what you were saying was it doesn't mix with the music you already have. Yeah, I wanted to know that. Is there some way for it to know all the music I already have? Yeah. I know that you pick music with that little bubble thing, and that's really cool, but...
So what's really cool about Apple Music is that when you add a song to your library, it just shows up in your My Music section of iTunes.
Oh, okay.
So I can search for any song on Apple Music, click the little 3 dots, hit add to my music, and when I search for it, on my iPhone or whatever, it's going to show up like I purchased the song.
That makes sense. I get it now.
It's awesome.
So when I took my iPad into the car today and I opened up my music application, I'm like, why aren't it's still connected to the Wi-Fi? So I'm like, okay, this is all my music that's downloaded on the device. I don't need to be connected. You don't need to connect to the internet for me to see my music. But now I get it. Since if I do have any Apple Music in my library, then it has to load it. It didn't, but it still tries to anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, that actually is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, from my experience using it, I love it. I'm just waiting for Sonos integration, which is, quote, coming later this year, or quote, before 2016. So I'm going to be keeping my Spotify subscription so I can play it on my whole set of home speakers until then. But I will be switching over to Apple Music exclusively when that happens.
Cool.
Because it's a great service. The streaming rate is slightly lower than Spotify, and I'm actually probably going to start working on a like Apple Music versus Spotify video.
Have you noticed a difference?
No. Like, if you're wearing headphones, you can't tell unless you're probably like an audiophile with like $13,000 headphones.
I mean, also what I was saying before, it's up to the artist to, and I know many professional artists are going to do that, but it's up to the artist to put it out as that quality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is also true. But so yeah. I'm excited for Apple Music. I'm excited to see if they improve it. Oh, what's also cool that I forgot to tell you about, Jake, is that it uploads your entire music library on your computer to the cloud. So any song
that's awesome. Do you have
on
to
your
pay?
Computer, it's included in the $10 a month.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so like I have a song that is not on iTunes, not on Spotify. I had to like download the MP3 from YouTube because it's a German song, and like that's literally the only way. Like I tried to buy it. I tried my best. I did that with
many songs.
So it's like I seriously tried to, but it's just like, well, we don't sell it in the U.S. store, and I tried to switch stores, and it just didn't work. So like I actually can play that song from the cloud from my iPhone right now, even though I never downloaded it.
That is awesome. I didn't know about that because I can't fit my music on my phone. So that would be a way for me to listen to music on my phone. That's a great solution.
It is awesome.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I love it. That was a packed show, man.
Yeah, we fit it in there in a pretty good time frame.
Yeah, hopefully the people didn't leave too early.
Yeah.
So I actually checked before the show. We did not receive any more reviews, probably because we haven't posted in the past 3 weeks. But
right, yeah.
As always, if you guys enjoyed listening, you're more than welcome to search for PhonePod on iTunes and leave a review, and we would love you. We would love you long time. And if you don't feel like leaving a review, you can just leave a rating by going to PhonePod section on iTunes by Googling it or searching it on iTunes, whichever way you would prefer, and then you can just leave a rating, 1 to 5 stars. Let us know how we're doing. If you have some strong feelings about how the show's going, you are also more than welcome to leave a review.
Yeah, guys, definitely do that. And also, hopefully, you might be able to tune into a live stream on my channel, Valley, on this Sunday, the 2nd, to see Sam and I and some friends relax a little. Take some time to play some games. Maybe. If it works. If your internet doesn't consistently die like mine did throughout the episode. Right, yeah. Hopefully. We'll need a good computer to do that. Hopefully my mom's Mac is open, because I'm not carrying my computer anymore.
I mean, it is pretty lightweight, though, your computer.
Oh, my computer is not lightweight. It's the most dense thing on this planet. But
it looks lightweight.
It looks like lightweight, and yes, it is not that hard. It is very easy to take it wherever I want to go. It's just I'm too lazy to. Yeah, it's annoying because I have to unplug. I plug a lot of things into this thing. You know, like the capture card, mics, speakers, monitors, stuff, keyboard, mouse.
Oh yeah. Well, Jake, thanks a lot for joining me. We talked about quite a lot today. Yeah. Or tonight.
Definitely.
No, is it Wednesday right now? Yeah, it's still Wednesday.
Yeah, this is the latest one we've recorded, probably.
Yeah. We're getting desperate. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. Once again, leave a review if you enjoyed it. And until next time, this has been Sam.
This has been Jake.
And we will talk to you guys in the next one. See ya.
See ya.